Namaskar दोस्तों, welcome to topic of the day. In this video we will focus on Mikhail Gorbachev and collapse of Soviet Union. तो चलिए दोस्तों फिर आज का डिस्कशन स्टार्ट करते हैं. Recently Mikhail Gorbachev, who was the last leader of former Soviet Union from 1985 until 1991, passed away at the age of 91. चलिए देखते हैं इनकी मेजर पॉलिसीज एंड रिलेटेड इनिशिएटिव्स. तो मिखाइल गोर्बाचोव बिलीव्ड सिग्निफिकेंट रिफॉर्म टू बी नेसेसरी, particularly after 1986 Chernobyl disaster. He introduced economic and political reform policies of perestroika, which means restructuring, and glasnost, which means openness, right? Domestically, his policies of glasnost allowed for enhanced freedom of speech and press, while his perestroika sought to decentralize economic decision making to improve its efficiency. Other initiatives कौन से थे इनके? He stopped the arms race with the US. He withdrew Soviet troops from Afghanistan and Eastern Europe. He helped in the unification of Germany. He ended the Cold War. Therefore, in October 1990, he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his role in ending the Cold War and introducing new political and economic freedom in the Soviet Union. However, he is blamed for the disintegration of the Soviet Union. तो चलिए दोस्तों, अब जानते हैं हम सोवियत यूनियन के बारे में. Soviet Union is officially known as Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. It was communist country that spanned much of Eurasia from 1922 to 1991. It came into existence in the aftermath of the October Revolution of 1917, which was socialist revolution inspired by ideals of socialism. This was perhaps the biggest attempt in human history to abolish the institution of private property and consciously design a society based on principles of equality. Soviet political system centered around the Communist Party and no other political party or opposition was allowed. It was nominally a federal union of 15 national republics, with Russia being the largest republic. Soviet Union dissolved in 1991, with the republics emerging from the dissolution of the Soviet Union as fully independent post-Soviet states. इस मैप में आप देख सकते हैं ये पूरा रेड एरिया सोवियत यूनियन को दर्शाता है, और दूसरे मैप में आप देख सकते हैं कि डिसोल्यूशन के बाद एमर्ज हुए स्टेट्स, राइट? अब आपके मन में ये सवाल आ रहा होगा कि व्हाई डिड द सोवियत यूनियन डिसइंटीग्रेट. तो चलिए दोस्तों जानते हैं रीजंस को. पहला रीजन है पेरेस्ट्रोइका एंड ग्लासनोस्ट. गोर्बाचोव्स ग्लासनोस्ट प्लान कॉल्ड फॉर political openness and eliminated remaining traces of Stalinist repression such as secret police. Newspaper could criticize the government and parties other than the Communist Party could participate in the elections. Perestroika was the Gorbachev's plan for economic restructuring toward a hybrid communist capitalist सिस्टम. पॉलिट ब्यूरो, जो कि क्या था, पॉलिसी मेकिंग कमिटी ऑफ कम्युनिस्ट पार्टी थी, would still control the direction of the economy while allowing market forces to dictate some production and development decisions. By loosening control over the people and making reforms to the political and economic system, Soviet government appeared weak and vulnerable. The Soviet people used their newfound freedom to protest the government. Other reason का था corrupt party leaders, and 1960s and 70s saw rapid increase in the wealth and power of the party elite, while the average citizen died from starvation and party leaders enjoyed luxuries. The younger generation saw this and refused to adopt the party ideology. Other reason was role of USA. President Ronald Reagan entered the White House in 1981, making his intention towards the Soviet Union's evil empire clear. Reagan's leadership led to massive increase in the American military spending as well as research into new and better weapons. United States isolated the Soviets from the global economy and helped drive down oil prices. Without oil revenues, Soviet Union began to crumble. Other reason was gun versus butter. Every economy has a limited number of resources with which to make strategic goods और consumer goods for the nation. यहाँ पे guns को strategic good consider किया गया है and butter को consumer goods. If nation focuses too heavily on guns, the people are left without consumable goods they need. Stalin's 5-year plan were almost entirely driven by the need to increase production of strategic goods to compete with the rest of the world, and economic shortages undermined the authority of the Soviet system. The Soviet economy used much of resources in maintaining a nuclear and military arsenal and development of its satellite states in Eastern Europe and within the Soviet system. This led to huge economic burden that system could not cope with. At the same time, ordinary citizens became more knowledgeable about the economic advance of the West. Other reason was ethnic and nationalist movement. Soviet Union was composed of 15 radically different republics across the nation. There were dozens of ethnicities, languages, cultures, and many of which were incompatible with each other. suppression of ethnic minorities by the Russian majority created tensions along the outlying provinces. चलिए दोस्तों अब देखते हैं क्वेश्चंस को. Consider the following statements. First statement is Soviet Union was nominally a federal union of 15 national republics with Russia being the largest republic. Number 2, Mikhail Gorbachev was the last leader of Soviet Union from 1985 until 1991. Which of the statements given above are correct? The answer is C. तो चलिए दोस्तों आज के लिए इतना ही. जाते जाते हम इस लेक्चर को एंड करेंगे अल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन के एक कोट से, जो कि है लाइफ इज लाइक अ राइडिंग बाइसिकल, टू कीप योर बैलेंस यू मस्ट कीप मूविंग. तो थैंक्स फॉर लिसनिंग.